All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to Chewed Up and Spit Out.
Hey,
As always, I'm just Dusty.
I'm still Jeff.
And I'm Tim, aka the Fat Guy, or the Fat Chef.
And right over here, we got our main man, Shaun Keeney.
Hello, hello.
Word.
And yeah, so we're here doing our typical shit, talking about the restaurant world and the real world. It's reopening week, grand reopening week across the great city of Durango.
With all these new rules and stipulations and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Was it got to clean the bathrooms every 30 minutes or something like that?
I think
it's
what
an
it says.
hour.
Okay,
Oh,
I
is it an
think
hour?
they relaxed it to every hour because maybe someone thought about it for a second.
yeah, somebody other than the rule makers.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah, right on.
eight
Hey, give somebody a
bathrooms-
job.
Yeah, full-time job of cleaning all the bathrooms like over and
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah, literally. You clean one, you go to the other one.
Exactly.
That's right.
Maybe
my
maybe
wife,
learn to lick the urinal or
that's
something.
going to be her new gig with
Geez.
Ska probably is just our full-time cleaner, assuming
Oof.
accounting agrees to it, because with all the new policies that we got to do, it really is a full-time gig. You can't ask the wait staff or anyone else to be able to keep up with it and the customers.
Right. And plus,
Oh, yeah,
she
for
probably
sure.
also has like the logbook as well,
Yep.
to document everything. Well, Jess has a fine eye for details, so there's none better for it.
Yeah,
Shit,
and
right
it allows you to hide from everyone here for the initial pushback as
Yeah,
well. To be
nice.
honest, you know what I mean. I think everyone's just so raring to go that no matter what you do, it's not gonna be good enough.
Oh, no. And there is going to be just a flood of people, too. When those gates open, it is just going to be insane. Everyone's going to, and everyone's only had to deal with themselves, so they probably won't even realize, like, how bad they're acting. Like, what? I put up with this for fucking 3 months now.
I could see it being like the first Backstreet Boys concert and all these teenage girls rushing to the stage, I mean,
Yeah.
something comparable to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. I don't know, and I don't know how well everyone's going to adjust to it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
already we heard some horror stories, Uncle G over at another restaurant getting spit on by a customer because he was told to wear a face mask. Uncle G told that
No
customer.
shit, really?
Yeah, he caught a good old fat loogie like right in the chest, I think.
Wow, people are fucking awful.
Yeah, after I got past the initial like terror of this Corona thing, it really got to a point where I'm not worrying about necessarily my coworkers. They've gotten on their unemployment, they're good. I just worry about the customers and how they're going to be, because they've been cooped up and they're ready to cut loose.
The mob mentality, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a legitimate worry, I'll tell you that.
I mean, I'd like to think everyone was going to come back nicer and gentler from all this, but
Having learned a valuable lesson. And
you're right. But it seems like everyone is just ready to party, man. We've been in timeout for too long.
Mardi Gras, here it comes.
I bet this is the first year we have to tell someone that they have to put pants on.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We're not talking to you, Tim.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Well, I have a strict no pants policy when I get home. Pants come off once I enter my own door. So,
Yeah, so the floodgates are now open, I guess. So let's see what we deal with.
Yeah, Jeff, are you guys ready?
Oh, no.
No.
But we have enough people who are trying to justify their jobs and their positions to where I think they'll put like their hall monitor sashes on and like start like doing stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
We're not. I don't think.
I don't. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say just from like the kitchen standpoint of being back ready. And when we put together our prep list for Tuesday, which so we're gonna have a couple hours before we open.
Oh, that's right.
It's top to bottom. We're adding enough of the old menu items back. It's top to bottom, and it's going to be a bear just to be ready to maybe be open. Like stuff's still going to be hot that probably shouldn't be, but we'll make it work. And
I've sympathized with both you guys in your predicament because I know you do all your prep work and then you open, then you cook all the food. I'm in a different circumstance to where we have a crew that does the prep, and lately, the last couple of days, I don't want to start prepping like the veggies already, although I really can, And like when we went into lockdown, we froze a lot of food, like meatloafs and like pork bellies and like gyro meat, whatever, So we didn't expect to be going into lockdown, and we prepped heavy. In fact, when we found out we were going into lockdown, we just processed all the food we can and then froze it. So there's a lot of long projects that, well, may not be as tasty as if it were fresh, but hey, we got a jumping spot right there,
Soups for days.
Yeah. I think a lot of the public doesn't realize either that like when this shit went down for restaurants, it wasn't like it was with other jobs where, you have like, oh, well, we got to, wrap up our lumber and walk away from the construction site. It was like, no, everyone had to take literally like a day or two of apocalypse mode. Like, we don't know if we'll ever be open again. Cook all the food, freeze everything.
Process it all.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we don't rely heavily on complete Roma tomatoes to make our marinara, but when it got on shutdown style, like, well, we've got all of these Romas, so let's just process that into marinara and like try to adjust it accordingly, I guess,
Yeah, we got to a spot where we had to bag a couple of cans of tomatoes off of Peter, our other grill cook's wife, as the supply chain tightened up, and that's it's another thing I don't think the general public gets, and when they come back and inevitably menu prices will have to go up. They will have to go up because of food costs and because of all the extra PPE we're going to have to be burning through now.
For sure. When labor costs
are they ready
go
for
up,
that? I don't know.
Yeah, so are people going to happily spend $14 on a pulled pork sandwich? That's realistically the cost. If it's really good, I suppose.
I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just so much of this stuff. Yeah, you just show up and, well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at this point that most people don't know how to cook, so they'll be pretty stoked to pay anything to not eat what they've been cooking at home.
There is that.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to all the like blue box kind of subscription food meal kits over this stretch.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if people went harder at that or just said screw it. And
I would hope they recognize that still tastes like garbage, and their own home cooking tastes like garbage. So they might have to come back with a fervor, like, let me taste something other than like my significant other's cooking for once, please.
Right.
I'm just worried that because I feel like the things that crushed it during this whole thing were like Uber Eats and like DoorDash and Grubhub, and I just feel like my big worry is that we're gonna get through this whole thing and everybody's gonna have found their sense of laziness, so that's just gonna keep up. Like the only way your business succeeds is if you put it on Grubhub and then forgo all your tips.
Well, I think I'm guessing here that the restaurant industry as a whole is gonna kind of revolt because delivery is going to have to be a bigger part of everyone's plan going forward, I think. But those like 30% commission fees or whatever the fuck they charge you, that it's indentured servitude. Like it is not doable. Yeah. And I think now it would be the time for the industry to just say no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Things are going to be reevaluated, that's for sure. And it's a forced reevaluation, so maybe those that are more apt to I guess, see the challenge and overcome it, be creative, might push forth, But at the same point in time, I was thinking about my particular company I work for. It seems like it's a Harley Davidson that in its top gear, it can idle at a good cool 70,
Right.
But if you take that same Harley Davidson and you try to idle it, like crawl it along at 10 miles per hour, it's going to overheat. So we're used to a higher volume, that's our pace. And if it goes down to that trickle crawl, I don't know, it might overheat. Things might get weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how it all turns out. At this point, it's pretty much unknown. I mean, I don't know how things are going to change.
Nobody knows.
Two
Everybody's
weeks,
doing everybody's doing their very best job to put on okay, I think I have an idea, I know how this is going to happen face, but nobody knows in general.
I'm seeing it as kind of Day of the Dead. I think there's just going to be mobs of people banging on our windows and our doors wanting to come in.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, reservation only.
Reservation.
No reservation.
Is that
pizza.
We already
Is that
had
how
people.
a lot of
We had people yesterday just leaning on the windows, staring in, wondering why can't we come in? Is anyone in there having fun without us? This is bullshit.
Hi, can you see me? I'm over here. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is that how most restaurants are actually doing it right now? Is reservation only?
That seems to be the way to do it.
It seems to be the way. And for us, for our particular situation, I think it's kind of the most equitable for the customers.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I think we're going to do reservations with something of a time limit, so we can.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we can, get other people through.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that one. Like, if you have a two-top that just camps for 4 hours, that's keeping you from being able to turn that table and get somebody else in when you're supposed to be, if I remember reading it correctly, it was 50% capacity or 50 patrons. Is that correct?
For inside, correct?
That's what we were.
Oh, for inside. Okay.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So in our capacity, Tim, we did find out we can by the rules and seat both patios, which equals 4 sections. As long as they're
so
8
each
feet apart.
section could have potentially 50 people then?
No, that's just the outside. Inside is
Okay.
still pretty legit as far as 50 people tops,
Okay, but then potentially you could have another 50 people outside, at least for our restaurant.
Well, I was looking at I think we could do 70, being
Okay.
optimistic,
But we
Okay,
built
well, that makes
built new seating to
Okay.
to be able to pump up our numbers for
Yeah,
inside.
for sure.
Yeah, we did we laid down some bark and put some tables on it and took out half of our parking, which is going to be silly
Yeah,
there.
we figured parking sucked, so let's make it worse.
Make it worse. Oh,
Well,
you want to come to
park on the
Scott?
street.
Try to park at Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Righto.
we got to take a real quick break, but we will be right back with more of the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on.
And we are back.
Yay.
Hooray.
Hooray.
So on our brief little break there, I was apologizing to Timmy if I was talking over him at all, and we realized that we hadn't discussed why it's just the 3 of us in house today.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
jeez.
yeah.
Well, there is the fact that good old Timmy is not in the best shape these days.
It's choice.
Yeah, I don't know. I did something dumb, I guess. I don't know. I hurt myself doing the most heroic thing ever. I saved some kittens from a bobcat,
Oh, and probably
Maybe
a mouth to mouth on the leader of the world.
Yeah, I
because
also
his limousine
saved some.
crashed.
Yeah, I
Didn't
also
you
saved some
re-release the
ducklings.
Bobcat into the wild also?
Because
Because
yeah,
you're
absolutely.
that good
But
of
that
a
was
guy.
yeah.
You broke up
before
the
that,
fight and then hobbled your ass on down to the wild.
Yeah, well, before I got any interaction with the bobcat, I saved some ducklings from drowning. It was pretty rough.
That's good.
Yeah, I heard
But,
you breastfed them as well because their mama died.
Yeah, yes, I did.
You milk yourself,
Because
Timmy?
well, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples, But yeah, long
But do
story
you
short,
want to?
well, depends on who's around.
Time of day.
This
Yeah.
milk is viscous.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But long story short, in the whole thing of it, I took a weird step on some stairs, fell down, and apparently I've torn my quad tendon, which is going to require surgery. So I'm a little out of commission right now, but hopefully in the near future I will be back in action.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back in action.
Yeah, right on. Well, I appreciate that one.
Yeah.
It sucks getting old. You just get hurt easier.
Yeah, it's
right.
the silly shit that hurts you once you get older. Yeah.
Yeah, like waking up.
Yeah.
I swear, my last shift, first thing I did
Yeah.
once I got all set up, I'm just grabbing the little scale to weigh out my dough balls. Just the
Oh,
little
sure.
scale.
Okay.
And the way I pick it up, it digs into my finger, and I go, "Don't be bad, don't be bad, don't be bad. I'm doing 2 batches of dough. I don't have time for a bloody finger."
Sure, yeah.
as shit. Sure as shit, man. And I think my skin's just getting frailer already as I enter my ripe middle 30s.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
I don't know,
Jeez.
man. Yeah, I fuck up my shoulder in my sleep all the time. I'll straight like wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, I dislocated my shoulder from sleeping weird.
Well, you should stop, sleep punching the dog or Lucky, whoever you're
Yeah.
using.
I
don't
think
know.
maybe in your dream world that you're choking out Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers or
I,
something
I
like that.
have once woke up and I was in a fight dream. And in the dream, I had gotten into a fight and it went to the ground. And I was just like arm and head choking the shit out of a dude. But he had my arm and he was like twisting my arm weird. And I woke up and I had somehow like tangled myself up and fucking arm barred myself in my sleep. It was just like yanking on my shoulder, like, you son of a bitch. Ow, ow, ow. You're getting me too. Ow, ow, ow.
Tap yourself out.
Yeah.
Apparently, Dusty's the most limber of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely more limber than I, since apparently I can't even walk downstairs appropriately anymore. Oh, well, I meant prior to being injured. I definitely can't walk downstairs properly currently, but that's what led to me hurting myself as well.
I gotta say, Timmy, when you were calling for a ride and all that, and I was thinking like if anyone here is like able to give you a ride, and you said like a stair accident, I legitimately thought it was the front stairs, and I was like, oh my god, I'm lucky you're still alive. You know?
Oh shit! Yeah, well, that would have been a good 25 stairs that I would have fallen down instead of like
and tumbled
3.
over and over.
Yeah, that would have been a really cool thing to catch on film though, because
Yeah,
that
you
would have
just-
been
you just
pretty
loop
epic.
some like Looney Tunes music over it or something, and you're set.
It was a swan dance, go old
Yeah.
school classical.
We'll
Yeah, that
go,
would've
we'll go
been-
buy a dummy and do a dramatic reenactment using the front stairs.
Photoshop
There
the
you go.
banana peel in. You're done.
They do have those sumo suits, like you guys like had them at Scott a few years ago. The sumo wrestling or whatever.
Oh, get one of those and just throw it down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, I
Got to
think
make sure it's got a beard though, and scally cap, and then it'll be perfect. Huh?
Listen, man, America isn't open again yet until you can sumo wrestle each other again.
That's
Heard
true.
that.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder
There you
though
go.
if sumo suits and masks and gloves on the sumo suit will be the new safe way to wrestle. Like you got to put on your PPE, man. You got to put on the sumo suit, put the sumo gloves on the sumo suit, your
and
mask
put it like a
on.
hazmat suit over the top of the sumo suit.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's all so weird. Like no one knows shit. Like you look at
Yeah.
the sports. Like, okay, yeah, we can bring baseball back, but you can't spit anymore. Like, okay, well,
What?
first of all, good luck with that. And then second of all,
Yeah,
they're like,
absolutely.
NBA, yeah, you guys can come back. Well, what about the two centers like posting up under the block?
Versus the outfielders who are definitely like over 6 feet apart.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
No one knows.
The other one-
shit.
the other one with sports coming back that I think would be really odd is if they're not allowing people to like go and see sporting events. How is that going to affect the athletes in general? Because you don't have the crowd noise, you don't have like people cheering you on when you're doing well or booing when you
Well,
suck or anything.
I was listening to another podcast recently from The Ringer, and they were talking about it, and the players are adamant that even though there are no fans, that part will be weird, but they have to have the music still.
Okay.
My hope was that they were going to go silent, and they were just going to put it like on a 30-second delay,
Ooh.
and then we could just hear them talking shit, and we could just hear the whole thing. Oh, it'd be amazing.
Oh yeah,
That's how I watched
see
the
that shit.
playoffs a bunch of times. I go to like a different feed on ESPN, so you don't get the broadcast or whatever. You just hear the shoes and,
Yeah,
and
the squeak of the sneakers, man.
fucking awesome. But apparently the players like they've got to have the music. I
Okay.
hear the NFL is thinking about piping in some fan noise.
I think the future of sports after this is going to turn into they're going to replace all of the seats with like basically iPads. The larger iPads,
I thought
and
about- I
everyone's
thought
just
about
going
that.
instead of paying to actually go to the game. It's like
you do a
we're
season
paying
pass.
for our live stream season pass ticket.
No,
and we're gonna
exactly.
have front row seat for our fucking camera view.
Or maybe you sell out like the top rungs of the stadium for cheap or whatever. And then
Well, and if
then you have
anybody
the
that's
pads
listening
down low.
wants me to come around and scream like I'm hawking hot dogs, and I'll sell you a hot dog for $10. I'll do that all day long to anybody that wants a
Absolutely.
true ballpark
That might
experience.
be a really good side gig for you. Because I mean,
Door to door
like,
hot dogs.
read books, like audio, like a reader of books, something like that. It's the same ballpark. I dig it.
Well, yeah, selling $10 beers and $7 hot dogs.
Yeah, you're selling your voice here.
$4 bags of peanuts. I'll totally sell that to you. I'll go to your house and really make it happen too.
You gotta set up
Hot
pipes, too.
dogs, get your hot dogs here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ice cold beer, hot dogs, peanuts.
Market that voice, I guess.
Yeah,
There you go,
right?
man.
Or you just go to their fridge and start selling them stuff out of their own fridge in that same voice. We got some lettuce here, 2-day-old spaghetti, 2-day-old spaghetti. Who wants the spaghetti?
Got some margin.
Yeah.
Some margin coming at you. Got a half a
Yeah.
cup margin.
You think that's what happened with all the food that got stolen from us, or what?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever
Oh,
talk about that on
jeez.
here?
No, I don't. Oh wait, did I talk about the theft on here?
I don't think
No.
on here. I
don't think I did. So yeah, we got robbed for a bunch of food. Salami. They took whole salami. Hide the salami. Documentary in process if we ever actually get the camera footage. But yeah. Got broken into in the middle of all of this, and a bunch of food got taken. Very inside job style food.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
They took the whole stuff. They didn't take a bunch of ready made like
Yeah, all
our
your fresh
bags of cooked and diced chicken.
So they had plans.
Evidently,
Yeah.
they were about some Italian
They
sandwiches.
took like
man.
whole lot. When I say salami, I don't mean like they took a handful of
You're-
salami. Like they
Not
took
like your salami, but like
they took
salami.
like 3 or 4 logs.
Yeah,
And these were big logs.
they were like 10, 12 pounds probably.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of salami.
Yeah, it's a real kick in the pants. And
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
I tried to actually kind of keep a good head about it, in as much as like, and rationalizing it, like, damn man, because no one is out and working, the homeless people don't have anyone to grift off of, and they're kind of reduced to this. Assuming it was the home people from the homeless camp down the road. Who knows?
I still think
Yeah.
it was a pro job.
Yeah, but the problem with that
it
is
don't make sense. Like
If-
no matter
Nothing
who
makes
it was,
sense,
it doesn't
yeah.
make sense what they took.
yeah.
Because you couldn't actually resell any of that. Like, where are you gonna take a fucking 12-pound log of salami and be able to sell it?
Well, a homeless guy is gonna because we had, and the reason I say that because too the sliced meat right next to the whole meat and the sliced meat being untouched, it's like if you were homeless and you saw bread and meat and cheese all sliced right next to each other, you're making a sandwich right fucking there, and then you're probably grabbing all of that stuff.
Absolutely. I don't know why you would get the
Yeah, but-
unprepped product.
You wouldn't take the whole salamis, whole briskets.
I think some new purveyor tried to hit the scene somewhere else, maybe like 200 miles away in like Albuquerque, like besides like just tipping like, hey dude, I got the hookup, you know. Here's a bunch of pounds of stuff for really cheap, you know, whole product.
I blame everything in Farmington now. I'm sorry.
Oh jeez.
All right, I'm good with that
I think I'm becoming a local or something.
I think that's one for a sign. But have you figured this out? Everywhere I went across the nation, the one place I was at always detested the people southern from them, directly south. You know, I mean.
Yeah, that's relatively true, I think.
I mean, okay, let's go back to Oregon. We hate California, all right? Let's go to Washington. Washington hates Oregonians, you know?
Mm-hmm. Canada. Canada doesn't.
Colorado
hate
hates me because I'm from Texas and I moved here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Texas is.
What's north of Colorado? Bruh.
Yeah.
Montana and stuff.
Yeah. Do you think Montana hates Colorado? Probably. All those stoned hippies from Colorado.
I think actually Montana hates Wyoming first, and then Wyoming hates Colorado second, you know?
Okay.
You know, the trickle-down effect here.
There you go.
So the weird one, though, is
in practice.
I'm from Arizona, and I guess a lot of people do hate what's south of us there, but more than our hatred for Mexico in Arizona is Californians, but that's because we're kind of too south to have anything southern. So
No, that's
maybe
fair.
that's
part of what moved me out of Texas was so many people from California were moving.
Sure.
We're moving there.
Yeah.
We were
I
up
get
to
that, yeah.
over 1 million people a year. I think just for Austin. When my dad gave me that number, I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm done. Like,
Yeah, I heard that, you know? I mean,
this isn't my little hometown anymore. This is becoming something way, way different that I don't think I want to be a part of.
and I saw that as well when I went back to Portland to visit. Like, Portland was not the same city I left, you know? I was like, God damn, I don't know if I would move back here, you know? I love it, you know? I'll still visit and tour around, but no. As far as paying rent there, shucks.
Nah, yeah. If I asked for it, my parents would let me move into their house whenever they died. Hopefully, many years from now. But I don't want it. I don't want to go back there.
You don't want to spoil the childhood memory you have, you know?
No, yeah, for sure that too. 'Cause that place was so rad growing up. You know, I was literally a bike ride away from the baseball field. From Dazed and Confused and played on that field.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
It was a really, really neat place to grow up, and it just grew and grew and grew, and corporate and corporate and corporate, and now the downtown is nothing but cranes building more skyscrapers and stuff, and it's shitty.
Yeah, I've never been to Austin, but I've also heard in the last few years, like, Austin's known for its music scene, but all these people from out of state and out of city are moving there and like complaining about bars having live music and whatnot. Like, I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but that's what
I would believe that.
I could see that.
So-
I
Sounds
just
about
came
right.
out for dinner. What
moved,
the hell?
I moved 2 blocks away from downtown 6th Street. Why is it loud on Friday night?
Yeah, I've heard stuff like that. So,
Fuck
which is kind of
outta
a
here.
bummer because that's what I think of Austin when I think of it. I've never visited, so I don't have any real anything to really stand on. But that's what I've been hearing. So,
That sounds about
absolute bummer.
I mean, Round Rock people. That like describes Round Rock people to a T. Like, everyone moved there to be close to Austin, but everyone has that same mentality. Like, just be quiet.
right. Yeah.
Why are there people playing music?
Yeah.
I will say this, though. The first time I flew into Austin, Texas, I got picked up by my buddy Dusty over here, and within an hour, Shaun hopped in the ride, and we went down and paid tribute to the Stevie Ray Vaughan statue on the waterfront, you know?
Nah,
Yeah,
fuck
that
yeah,
was
but
pretty
As is right.
awesome.
As is
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was the thing to do.
Yeah.
That's the way to fucking land in Texas.
For sure. I got my priorities.
Yeah, Threadgill's restaurant and grill in Austin just shut down. Unfortunately, they were around. I want to say since 1933. I might be talking shit, but they've been around forever. And
Was the
and
shutdown
Stevie
due
Ray,
to?
yeah, it was due to this COVID. They couldn't
Gotcha.
do it anymore. Stevie Ray coming up before he was fully Stevie Ray, just in the restaurant playing, and like
Nice.
my parents got to see him in those sorts of environments.
Oh,
Like that.
Nice.
Those are the sorts of stories that and place that I grew up with, and it's definitely not that no more.
Yeah.
That's a fucking bummer.
That's a bummer. But I will always think of Stevie Ray maybe being the best possible human being ever made. You know?
He was a gem. He was
Yeah.
a gem.
Exactly.
Right on. I'll agree. I guess I don't know him personally, so I can't really
Hey,
fully say that.
Dimebag's
but,
up
I'll
there
go with
too.
it.
Dimebag is
I'll
up
go
No
there.
with
doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I guess
Texas
the Dallas people, they're just desserts too. They're all right.
Texas does have it locked down as far as spitting out some good musicians. Like they have that fucking locked down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as we're here, like Gary Clark, he's the new sound of Austin for me. And as much as Stevie Ray always was, like he captures it. I think.
Nice.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Right.
Oh yes.
Murder Hornets.
Yeah, his song about going to jail in Austin and Travis County, he has a live cut of it, and it's I don't know, it's one of those where you can like actually see the place and like smell the place, like if you've grown up there. He's a
Right on.
bad man.
Nice. Well, hey, may I toast one to both Stevie and Dimebag? Because
Absolutely, bud.
I gotta get a fresh beverage.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna dip off scene for a second.
well, I'll toast Shaun over here.
Chin chin.
Well, I'll air toast from a few miles away.
Heard that.
Even
So
though
we've been talking kind of like a lot of shit about the the stuff we're worried about with reopening and all that.
sure.
Are any of us like actually excited to reopen though?
Yes, I am. I will say that straight up. I want to work like I was meant to work, as a function in a huge machine. I want to get these hands back to work. The last 3 weeks, well, we'll call it like a month and a half now, I suppose, that I've been working. It's been like pretended working. I got a limited menu. I got way too many people who don't know like what to do with their hands. So I mean, it's been, God, just I don't know, a novice bicycle ride through work.
Sure.
I want that mountain bike. I want to go uphill.
Yeah. It's been weird working through it. Like me and Shaun, we worked through it from the whole thing, and it has just been a weird work environment. And that part I'm definitely ready to end. Like it's been cool in some aspects, but the overall, like, especially in that first couple months, or the first like month, I would say, it just had that awkward, eerie, like we all got on a plane going somewhere and it was full of people, and then only fucking 4 of us showed up at the destination. Like, where'd all of our friends go? What happened to them?
Yeah, that puts a stain on the work environment.
Yeah.
It's weird. I want the weirdness to be over. I'll be honest.
you want the what to be over?
The weirdness.
Oh heck yes.
Yeah, it's weird just there not being that ambient noise while you
The
work,
hum.
for sure.
The hum of
Yeah.
the fucking
Although what I
restaurant.
will say is I did take a moment of silence with Peter yesterday. I was like, you know what though? This is the last time we're going to be in here without screaming toddlers. Let's go ahead and enjoy this quiet moment right here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Well, you
part
got because
yet.
now
Yeah.
they
That's worth it, Neil.
because now right they can't just be cut loose to go do whatever,
Oh, they're
Oh,
gonna be
shoot.
real mad.
you're gonna have to be chained to your table, right?
Yeah.
If you're keeping with
Leashes and
procedure.
face mask.
I was hopeful that that's
Ooh-wee.
what those posts were for. We have big posts by all of our outdoor tables. I was like, that's smart. If those are just to like
To chain
set
your
up
toddler
runners
to.
for the kids.
Well, give them a clothesline. You know, it's like a
Yeah,
they
a
chain
little
them to
runner.
clothesline.
Yeah, chain them
exactly.
to a little runner. You got
I love it.
you
That'd
got
be great.
7 feet on the runner, and the runner itself, the line is like 10 feet long. You know, from one side to the other. You can sit at the table, you can get up, but you can't make it out into the street, and you can't make it all the way over to that other table either.
Oh, Jesus
Mm.
Christ! It reminds me of the movie. There's something about Mary when he's talking about the guy's like, yeah, he was in this cage, but it was okay because we had him on a runner. He could just run back and forth. Oh man, I really hope that happens because I want to be around to see that no matter what.
Yeah, I'll be the one who puts an ice cream cone just out of their reach. You know, so they run harder.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, that's just like another one of those questions I have. Those because we've always been very, very reluctant to police any children or to tell any parents to do some parenting or
Yeah.
policing them themselves.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be in a position where we're like, you have to do that. You kind of have to be the bad guy a little
Yeah,
bit.
hall monitor sash. You know, hall monitor sash in fucking full guard.
Oh, that should be a
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
actually. If we're putting one person on full-time cleaning, we should basically put one person, find one person from the building, and put them on hall monitor, basically. And it's like, that way, people aren't going to get angry at the people waiting on them, but your hall monitor, you're basically just the one who has
Yeah.
to walk around and be like, hey, put your kid back on the runner or make him sit down.
In our
I'm the one
establishment, I designate that one to the off-duty hostess. You know, have two
Oh, I think-
hostesses. You know, like one does hall monitor sash, the other one like seats people, and they trade like every hour.
I want to find an angsty teen.
That's why I said the hostesses.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I think it should be the boss man.
yeah.
Well, I know our manager, he's gonna have to run hosting duties a couple times next week until we get that piece figured out.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Oh, I know I will. I'm gonna have one of the best seats in the house to be watching them
Nice.
there on my station. That's gonna be good. It's just people are gonna there won't be any pleasing them to begin with, and certainly as we're training them to call for a reservation. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
being
yeah.
that first point of contact, I do not envy anyone out there who is
Oh
doing
no!
that right now.
Our frontliners who are all, and the thing is too, because kitchens, you have here and there people like us where it's like, we got to stay working because we were in the kitchen, but you don't have a whole lot of front of the house people that can say
Yeah.
that because it's all been to go orders. So like, even if you are at a place and you have front of the house people, you're maybe gonna have like 2 per shift. 3 maybe, just because they're just taking food out. It's not like they're seating tables, so a lot of people are going to be coming back to the world, and then being confronted with that too, like, welcome to
Well,
back to the world, everyone's angry and you have to teach them how to do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the
yeah,
way,
fact-
here's how you do this, and here's how you teach them how to do it if they're receptive.
Well, and I hope enough of our good front of house people agree to come back,
For sure.
because that is something I've talked with Dusty about at work. Like, no one signed up to be a waiter who came to work at Scott. That wasn't a position that was available.
Right.
You were behind the bar. You worked with us in the kitchen, that's it. And
Sure.
so anyone who feels that they're too good for it, which fuck you, you're not. I get it. Even though fuck you, it's still the same thing.
Well, anyone
Yeah.
who feels too good for anything right now, I think should just eat a slice of humble pie, and just
True.
realize if you want to clock in, if you want a job, go for it. Like, pick that one, whatever
You
position
got
it
some
is.
pie?
Like, just go all, and just go that route. Because seriously, I mean, who knows if we're gonna have 80 restaurants in this town of Durango this time next year. We used to have
Sure.
160. You know, like one of the most like highest per capita restaurants per cities. I think.
Yeah,
rightly-
other than San Francisco.
yeah, other than like Frisco, you know. That may not be the case. I think we might be down to 80 restaurants 1 year from now because things are going to change.
I think that's fair. You know,
Wow.
Depending on what sort of margins everyone's running on, you know, the old model of those skinny margins, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
And
that's gone. You know.
these are a lot of old restaurants and stuff that we have around here, and they were probably running on old models, and I bet a lot of them don't make it.
Yeah. So the restaurant renaissance basically has to happen, otherwise you'll just sink, you know, immediately.
Absolutely. I've spent so much of my downtime trying to figure out different ways to monetize anything at Sky.
Sure, yeah.
'Cause that's gonna be the thing. Like you got to have diverse revenue streams coming back from this to stay afloat and be able to withstand it when the next round of this comes back, because it's just going to be like a seasonal flu, I think.
It could be.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know. We'll see.
Seasonal
how
in
it
as
goes.
much as it comes back. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the numbers and muddle
of
everything
course.
up.
Yeah.
I would say every place out there needs to have 3 different sources of income, you know, to make it through this. Whether that be to go, whether like that be dine in, whether that be delivery or something. People need to have 3 different sources of income to get ahead right now.
Pantry goods.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
Taking bakes basically.
And and if you do a certain rub for your meats or whatever,
Yeah,
you
that-
start,
I've been
you start
I've
selling
been
that
big on
stuff.
the fucking barbecue kit for a long time. The idea of a 6-pack,
Is-
with 2 of them being like, like basically beer, but more beer for batter, not really like beer for drinking, and then 2 of them being sauce and 2 of them being rub, and just a fucking perfect 6-pack container that you can take, and it's like you have a full barbecue right there. You can do 2 different styles of barbecue.
Just
even.
add meat, basically.
Just
yeah,
add meat.
Dusty and I have been pitching it for like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year it's probably going to take.
Yeah.
I like it. I
I
like
think
it.
it'll go.
Oh, a little beer brine, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Well,
everything
Brian
in
and
a
John
mason
would be
jar.
good.
Yeah.
You know, like a full rub, like a mason jar. You know, a full rub of sauce, maybe like 2 sauces, whatever. You know,
Sure.
you know, a 6-pack of like mason jars, which are common these days because that's how we get margaritas.
You betcha. You
Yeah.
your food can't just be good. Like, that's not good enough. You gotta have the brand now. It's all about the brand, and that goes down to having your brand in someone's pantry, so someone else sees it and says, "Oh, hey, what's this?" and so on and forth.
Yeah, and somebody pitching that brand to like the housewife, basically, you know, like,
Yep.
this is exactly why you need to use this because it's all right here. Just add meat and heat, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I really wish we could sell like our wing kits, which did not go at all
yeah.
during this
That was surprising.
closure.
How do you guys do your wings there? You bake yours. You don't fry them, right?
We confit them.
them.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah. I
and then
knew that.
and then we grill them for service.
I told you that before,
Gotcha.
Timmy. I'm surprised you didn't remember.
We fancy.
Yeah, I knew that.
But I don't know, it's tough. There's so much of the time in the summer up here where you're not supposed to have a fire, because you'll burn
Sure.
the whole place down.
Yeah. Welcome to the future.
I think that I've had like a week so far, maybe this summer out at my place where it would have been kosher for me to light something up outside. That sucks, man.
Yeah. I was just thinking
Yeah.
about the SpaceX launch yesterday. 2 astronauts got propelled into space towards the space station. Those lucky fellows. They're just like leaving planet Earth
Yeah.
right now.
That was the first thing I saw this
They're-
morning. was
They're
some
not
tweet,
coming
like,
back. Newsflash to everyone. Like, they
Good
are
choice.
not doing a round
Good
trip.
choice by
Like,
them, man.
Defected.
Yeah.
Half of them, big cities in America are on fire and racial protests right now, and
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Fuck right off this planet.
Riots are killing people.
Bounce to the
Cops are
dumpster
killing
fire.
people.
Yeah.
COVID's killing people. Like, no, I'm not. You're not. You're not getting me off of the space station if I'm on the space. Even if they start arguing, like, Max, you'll live for 20 years up here in space. Like, cool.
Squatters'
That's probably
rights.
like
Squatters' rights.
probably like 19 and a half on what I'm gonna clock in down there. So I'm just gonna hang out up here in space and write David Bowie sounding music.
And it's so weird. We're up here in our own little kind of corner of the world in a way,
Yeah.
not really touched by this stuff. But I find like it's finally starting to kind of wear on me a little bit and color my mood. Like, fuck. 2020 is still kind of young, man. What the hell?
Ready
Pump
halfway
the brakes
through
here real
yet.
quick, okay?
That was one of my favorite things that I saw recently on Facebook or whatever, was just an actual article talking about a guy unsealing a cave. He like broke open a cave, and they had actually found organisms that were living in there, and the cave hadn't been opened in 33 million years. But it
Hard
just
pass.
it highlighted the comments down at the bottom, and one of the comments from a dude was just, "Close that shit up, man! Not this year."
We do not have time for
Just
John
stop.
Carpenter's The Thing to be a real life thing. We
sure.
cannot handle that on top
Yeah.
of everything else.
Yeah, when they interviewed the guy who opened the hole, he said, "All is well. I like human food and human things. I must go to city now."
Maybe that's why the government was like, yeah, there are UFOs. Just make you not focus on what's coming.
Yeah, there's
Being
UFOs,
unearthed
but
right now.
don't open that fucking hole though.
Were the organisms covered in a black oily liquid? I've seen enough X-Files and other stuff to know.
Yeah.
Bad news.
We still have plenty of time to make nickel bets on the next one. And you know what? I'm going to put my nickel on Yellowstone. Like, it's about due for that one to pop off.
Yellowstone.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
Equally as possible.
I told Dusty about it a week or two ago. I was reading an article about how on the Big Island of Hawaii there is a forming lake in the volcano, and
Sure.
If it went, it's going to be fucking explosive. And
Oh yeah.
good luck to you.
Yeah. Well, then
Well,
then I
Goodbye,
mentioned
Hawaiian Islands.
I mentioned the other scarier part is like, yeah, the lake in the volcano that's active is scary, but what's always really scared me about the Big Island, and this would just set it off, is there is a giant crack. A lot of people don't know this. That's like, by giant crack, I mean like it's a crack that goes through, I think, like, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong on the number, but I think it's like a third or maybe less than, maybe a quarter of the island or a chunk. But
No shit, huh?
if that breaks off, when that breaks off, it's going to cause like the most insane tidal wave that's ever been seen, because it's a third of a fucking island that will just slide into the sea.
I'll see what the projections are.
Yeah.
I'll grab my boogie board. Fuck it, man.
I know, we're cool. We're gonna have beachfront property. I mean, we might have to hike to the top of Hog's Back, but we'll, like, worst case scenario, like, we move up the hill a little bit and then we live on the beach.
I mean, I know Escape from L.A. wasn't as well loved as Escape from New York, but I'll go Kurt Russell. Just
Escape from Colorado.
fucking
Heard that.
Yeah. And if the
Surfing out
person
of there.
listening to this owns the rights to Escape from LA or New York, please contact me. I would like to purchase them for you. I don't have much. I've got probably maybe a $50 I could spare, and we'll cook you dinner. But
Hey, I'm
give
trying
us the
to-
rights.
Yeah.
We'll put an eye patch on Shaun, and we'll have that bitch done by next year. Escape from Colorado.
you can maybe
There you
barter
go.
one of the cats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could barter a cat. We have cat bartering.
Exactly.
We do cat bartering here.
Jeff's been trying to do that unsuccessfully for a few months, so I don't know how well that one was going to work.
Mainly because Dusty told me to stop trying to get rid of his cat.
Okay.
Well, we need to first step is establish cats as an actual form of commodity.
Yeah, I guess that's
So it's
So
like
government approved cat party.
Yeah, so it's like I go to your store and it's like I want a sack of grain, and you're like, that's 3 or 2.5 cats, and I give you 3 cats, and you give me back a kitten. And I take the sack of grain. And I
It's
go
like
home with a
measure them
kitten.
like a bushel, so it's measurement fuck offs.
Yeah. I mean, there's cats. It's a problem. People say there's a problem with cats just overbreeding and being everywhere. Like, we're wasting time printing money. Why are we not using cats as a form of commodity? Yeah. I mean,
I like this
sure, like
idea.
a wallet can hold $100, and you would need a really big bag to hold 100 cats, and they would be really mad about it.
Yeah, so once you strung them loose,
Yeah.
that's a biological weapon.
That'll be 20
that-
cats. Careful opening it, bro.
It's
Yeah.
the equivalent of the asshole coming up with just pockets full of change to pay for all our groceries.
Yeah.
Like, here's this bag of cats. You
Here's
count
this
them.
bag of cats. Count them. Yeah. Is that a kitten? There's a rabbit in here. I won't take rabbits. Those are Canadian currency. Need to take that rabbit to the
goddamn
bank and get it changed in for a cat.
I imagine if you tried trade a kangaroo from Australian currency to like the rabbit of Canada, that might be an interesting swap there.
They got enough. They got enough of them. Kangaroos are all
Yeah.
over the place.
I think kangaroos.
I mean,
I guess
survive.
the
They
fire
can-
might have taken care of that, though. Actually, no.
That's
y'all,
that's what I was
y'all
gonna
remember
say.
when Australia was on
Yeah,
fire?
that was a
Remember,
thing.
like
Yeah.
15 years ago?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Jeez.
Yeah, that wasn't 15 years ago. That was actually pretty
Just
recently.
this
That was
year.
about
Fuck.
15 years ago.
You remember
I
when you
think,
thought
yeah.
that was going to be like the biggest thing
Yeah.
of the year, maybe?
I'll hope for.
Kangaroos would make such better currency than cats, because you just imagine that everyone would know how rich you are. You're like, I'm going out to the store to buy a TV. You just grab a long leash and lead 200 kangaroos down the street.
Oh, jeez, you might be onto something here.
Hey,
Instead
you
of like
stealing
a-
one of my kangaroos?
You get a kangaroo queen instead of tiger king.
Yeah.
Just plant it in Canada.
Yeah.
Kangaroo queen.
Man, I'm hungry. Can you spare a Joey? Yeah.
Oh, man, I think,
Hey, man,
we have a new idea for a documentary. that
Yeah,
needs to
you'll
be
become
made.
so
Kangaroo
famous
Queen.
when the next pandemic comes around.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Primed
trapped
up,
inside.
primed up.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm not
You mean
saying
in-
like
you mean
I'm
in
ready
November,
for a
right?
disease to come back and decimate everyone, but I mean, I'm ready to make a documentary. And if it
About-
comes out at the same time that a disease happens to come back and
Just make-
decimate everyone, I have no control over that.
Yeah.
Just make sure it happens in November. We'll be good.
God, no. See, I got a wedding that's already been moved once. That's going to be in November. I would be really upset
Jeez.
if I had to buy plane tickets a third time for the fucking thing.
So you're talking
Oh,
like
good
early
lord.
November or later November? Can we split the difference?
I think it's mid-November, actually.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
Oh, shit. They already split the difference.
yeah, man. You never think about buying insurance on plane tickets, and then a pandemic
Oh, yeah,
comes and
jeez.
everything gets shut down, and you're out. But
Yeah.
thankfully,
Well-
the airlines all buckled and gave you pretty much all your money back.
I would
Enough
See,
of
I
it.
had tickets. They didn't
Yeah.
give me my money back, but they gave me a voucher that I can use in the next 2 years.
I mean, that's just as good, I guess. They gave us our
Yeah.
money back minus all the taxes. So we were
Right
we
on.
were short a couple $100, but
Oh, it's a whole lot better than a couple $1,000s if you had multiple
Yeah.
plane tickets.
no shit because we are not rich, but we're done driving to Albuquerque to fly. So we pay the extra money to fly out of Durango.
Fly out of Durango.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Getting back and having
always done that.
3.5 hours to drive from Albuquerque on the back end
That's
of the vacation.
That's,
Just-
that's
it's
got to be the
bullshit.
hard part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I did that, if I went that route, I feel like I would for sure be staying in a hotel in Albuquerque. I would just like I'd just that'd be the only way I could
Yeah.
see pulling it,
That's-
because yeah,
that
that's
sucks.
that long
It
a drive
sucks,
right
man.
back. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but when you drive to Albuquerque, that's what 3.5, 4 hours somewhere, depending on traffic and how fast you're driving, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we're downhill from here, so it's like 3 to 3.5 hours.
Okay. Well, either which way, that's 3 hours of your time. Plus, you're gonna have to park your car at the airport and pay for parking. Plus, you've got gas both ways. I mean, you're probably only saving like maybe $50 a ticket after you take your time that you would get paid hourly plus gas plus leaving your car at the airport.
Yeah, I mean the tickets ended up being like half the cost, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that would make sense then.
Yeah, but then the last time we did it, I came back and my car shit the bed. So that
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
that was
was, the last reason I needed to quit doing it.
Yeah,
I saw
I've never
someone-
done it.
I saw someone rolling around in a car like yours. It tripped me out. I was like, a non-Coca-Cola red one?
I'm sure they fixed it and sold it.
Oh yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
what he was telling me about it. Oh yeah, parts. We're gonna send it for parts.
Parts.
Yeah.
We're gonna part it out.
No, you're not. You're gonna put a refurbished transmission in it and sell it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the shitty part about not being able to work on your own vehicles now with all the modern technology that's in cars is the parts and whatever aren't what kill you. It's the labor that you have to pay because most auto shops, your labor is anywhere from like 75 to $150 an hour, which is what really kicks your ass.
Yep.
Yep, labor.
Yeah.
Maybe the industry, will recognize our industry, the food industry, will recognize that style of labor, like mechanics do.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you had a place that worked like that though? It's like I want a brisket. Like, yeah, well, that's gonna run you about $20 on parts and about let's see, $50 an hour on labor. You're looking at about $150 for the prep and yeah, and then we got the cook time. That's down to $25 an hour.
You might like some other wrong parts with your eating, so like just subbing that
Yeah.
part right there.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check out your meal plan. Make sure there ain't nothing wrong with it.
We're like throw like a potato salad on top of this brisket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turns out you were low on starch. We're gonna top you off with some potato salad. that's a free top off service that we provide with any meal.
You're almost out of sweet tea.
Almost out of sweet tea. We're gonna go ahead and fill up your reservoir.
We got a truck backing up already.
Right
Right
on. That'd be fun.
Well, yeah, man. This has been a good fun talk, guys.
Yeah. A good sit down for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lots of
It's been a little bit. Oh, sorry. It's been a little weird not being able to see everybody, so it's hard to not talk over or interrupt because I can't see any of you and you guys can't see me. So other than that, it's been a whole lot of fun.
I thought this is what you actually always wanted,
I think we got better as we went along.
Yeah. We need to get a framed 8x10 picture of you. Have Kim take that picture that she made of you on the couch and just get it framed. And then whenever you have to call in, we'll just have it sitting in front of the camera on the table, just facing the camera.
Well, word on the street, Timmy's mom is flying in soon, so we could
she'll actually be here.
We could have her hold him and take a picture and just frame that, And
She'll be here on Monday.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard Jeff's going to try to take her out for a night on the town. I think he said he's got reservations at Eolus for
Ooh.
2. Yeah.
those
Nice.
lobster corn dogs, I swear. They're
Hell yes.
Pretty all right.
I'm good with that.
that.
As long as I get some leftovers.
Maybe.
Well, food that is.
Okay. Thank you for specifying.
I thought you wanted Jeff to come pay you a visit after.
Well,
Okay.
I've been locked up for a while, so maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. You
Not
gotta
it.
be gentle, though. I'm hurt.
Not it.
You gotta be gentle.
I'm touching my nose right now. I'm not it.
Not it, yeah.
Right on. Okay. I'll let you off the hook on that one.
Well, this has been a fun one. I think it's been a good one. I think we got lots of good shit out. Talked about some good fun things.
Yeah, for sure. Good times.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you, Timmy, for calling in. We're gonna have you here in person, even if we have to bring you in a wheelbarrow next time.
Yeah. Hopefully not that bad, but we'll make it happen.
We always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this has been Chewed Up and Spit Out. I'm just Dusty as always.
I'm still Jeff.
Timmy, aka the Fat Chef. It's been a lot of fun.
And I'm Shaun, the fucking pizza guru of Scott.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Calling out the world. This guy will take anyone in a fucking pizza throwdown.
Come at me,
Anyone.
Bobby Flay.
Bobby fucking who? That's what I say. Bobby who when it comes to pizza, sir.
Bobby afraid.
Bobby get flayed. Well, all right, everybody. Good night.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
Howdy, boys.